So I'm gonna start recording the class. So today we have the second evaluation, guys, and you have to create a mind map with the information that I have over there in the platform Neo. Let me show you. Where here it is. Here it is. Okay, over here. Over here you have the folder where you have to load up that document. Remember the same thing that we did last trimester. Remember with the assignments, with the assessment and the vocabulary and all the assessments. Sorry, the assessments and the activities that I left for you to do it. Okay. By the way, we have studied so far. We haven't completed. Tomorrow we complete the third one. We have studied the introduction to the economic systems. The second topic, the command system, the command economies, and the last one is the market economies. So over here, this one, the introduction to the economic system and the command system, I assigned you already 2 assessments. And I hope you haven't finished those assessments. Okay, now next week we're gonna have the third evaluation, and it's gonna be a test. Now, 75% of that test, no, 25% of that test is these 2 assignments. So as I said, I hope you haven't finished. If you haven't done it in your notebook, then I suggest you to try to finish it. This is the only way to force you to complete the activities in your notebook, guys. Are we clear? So this is part of your evaluation, and it could be made with the 50%. Are we clear? Got it. Okay, that's the only way to force you to do what you're supposed to do, because I know how you are and all the students here. And also at the end of the class, I'm gonna make another comments about your forum. It looks like you don't know how to make comments. The comments is, okay, I agree with what you just said, and you don't add anything interesting or something meaningful to your comments. So that's not a comment. Okay, and we'll talk about it later. Okay, now let's begin with, this is a classroom, this evaluation then. So as soon as you open, you're gonna see that you need to create a mind map. A mind map, and these are the 3 branches. Remember, in the mind map, you create branches like this one over here. In Google, if you go to Google and you write mind map, you see something like this. So these are different branches that represent different topics that it's about. For instance, it's about the health. It's different topics that are related with the health. Now, and this could be, over here, you could write the economic systems, for instance, over here. You could write over economic systems. Now, the first topic is introduction. Over here, you could write introduction to economic system. The second topic was the command system, remember? Yes, command economies. And the last one that we're studying right now is market economy. So it could be. Or maybe you want to create over here traditional economy. So in that way, we could make the difference between traditional, command, and market economy. That's up to you. That's your creativity. So anything. The thing is that you need to have the main ideas in this mind map, guys, okay? Remember, as you see, they use colors, they use different size of letters, and so on, and also some pictures, okay? So the same thing, you have to do it over here with your assignment. Now, let me go back.
One question.
Yes, shoot.
Eran traditional economies. ¿Cómo se llama la otra?
Remember, there were 3 systems. Well, there are 4, but the first one is the traditional, the second is command, and the last one that we're studying right now is the it's in your book, mister. It's the market economy. That tomorrow we're going to finish the last part of the PowerPoint that I had for you. Now over here I don't have the. I thought I load up the rubric, but it looks like it's not the rubric over here. Don't worry. In the afternoon I'm gonna load up the rubric. But anyway, I want to show you the rubric that I'm going to use to evaluate. Did I shut it down? Oh my God, I thought, let me open. By the way, remember the forum had another rubric. So I used that rubric in order to evaluate. So as you see your evaluation, please go and watch your rubric. Okay, so this is the rubric I'm gonna use. Very simple, easy to understand. The rubric I'm gonna use to evaluate your mind map. Neatness and presentation. The mind map was well presented and all the information is easy to understand. Second one, use images or symbols. Most categories are enhanced with simple symbols or diagrams. Like you see over here in these examples over here in Google, there are different examples over here. They use different signs, different small pictures. The size, look the size of the letter and the other size is small, okay? So be aware of that, guys. Now let's continue with the rubric. Now colors. Has included colors to show all connections or to categorize topics throughout the mind lab. If we go back over here, you see over here, this one it shows you. Now, if they're talking about sleeping, then everything is the same colors. Over here, if we're talking about command economics, everything has to be, all the branches, the topic that are inside it. The main ideas are inside that topic. That has to be with the color. The branches has to be the same color and so on. Got it, guys? Let's go back to the rubric. Okay, colors, very important. Now remember, you can do it online or you can do it by hand using color pencil, marker, whatever you like. Now understanding, the mind map demonstrates a great understanding of graphic by including at the most important element of each topic. And the last one is punctuality. Okay, guys, so these are all the items that I'm going to consider in order to evaluate your mind map. Got it, guys? Now let's go back to here. Now I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna have a section for you to ask me if you have any question. But in the meantime, I just wanna play this a couple of videos that talks and maybe it could give you more ideas or maybe to be more clear how to create this. Anyway, I know that you have done this before, but anyway, I need to make sure that you have all the information in order to create your
Hello and welcome to Teachings and Education Mind Mapping. Give students the opportunity to visually create and connect large and small ideas. Let's first answer the question of why we should use mind maps. When it comes to mind mapping, information is very well organized and memorable. Information is classified using single words and circles rather than reading large paragraphs of information. When students create their own mind maps, those mind maps are unique to the individual student. Students create the maps just like they would create a work of art. The brain recognizes the content as both visual and verbal, and the maps are created using the brain's natural way of thinking. Mind maps are presenting material in a way that is logical to the student. Now, let's discuss how teachers and students can mind map. The first thing you should do is identify the main topic of study. Maybe the student is in a chemistry classroom, but the main topic of study for the day is the periodic table. The next thing you do is center and circle the map with your main topic of study. So just like this, write the words periodic table and place a circle around it. Then branch off other important ideas from the main idea. So here is the main topic, and you can then draw lines to other important ideas. For example, organization is one. Another subtopic of the periodic table is electron affinity. You can also add atomic radius and metallic properties. Lastly, you want to support the important ideas with the most important information. So for example, the organization of the table can be broken down into groups or families. which are actually columns going up and down, and you can even add a drawing of a family to help you remember. The table is also broken down into periods, which are horizontal rows, so draw them as visuals. Spice up your map by adding even more drawings whenever possible. Now, if you want your students to mind map, you must first model the way for them on how to mind map. Take a few minutes during class time and do a lesson on the whiteboard for your students on how to mind map. Every once in a while, do a mind map of a particular topic during your instruction. Before we finish up, here are just a few tips for you and your students. Mind maps are a form of note-taking. However, they can quickly run out of space, so have students plan accordingly. Also, let your students be creative when mind mapping. It should be fun. Also, whenever questions pop into their heads, allow them to write them down as well. All ideas are welcomed and accepted. Right now, I just want to say thank you for your time and subscribe to this channel.
Yeah, right. Now, this is the second topic.
Is a tool that will help you generate ideas quickly about any challenge that you're facing or any problem that you need to solve. You all have done some brainstorming before. You know, you sit around the table in a group, you throw ideas on the table, you generate awareness about an issue or about a problem. There's no criticism. Well, mind mapping is essentially the same thing, except you can do it by yourself. Let's take this challenge. Challenge of how to get a job. Well, here's how it works. You draw a circle on a piece of paper, and in the circle, you write your challenge or your problem. Get a job. Now, what you do is you time yourself for about 2 minutes, maybe 3 minutes, and in that 3 minutes, you generate as many ideas as you can about your particular situation and how to get a job. Let's time me for this exercise. Go. Okay, let's see. Get a job. Well, first, location. Location brings the idea of mind of family. Cost of living. Notice I'm drawing rays off of the circle. Let's see. Get a job. How about money? How much money do I want to make? So I'm drawing a symbol now for money, not writing it out because I want to speed the time up. Money, salary negotiation. I need to know about how to do that. Okay. What field? What field do I want to concentrate in? Let me write that down. What else? Network. I've got a network. Who should I network with? Evan just got out a couple of months ago. I have his number. I'm going to give him a call. Education. What kind of education do I need? I mean, is it going to be a trade that I'm going to get? Is there a certification that I need to get? Let's see. Speaking of money, what about the GI Bill? I need to make sure I have that information as well so I know what assets I'm dealing with. Everybody's talking about their resume. I got to write that down. Research. I've got to do research. The internet's full of information. I got to figure out how to tap into that information. That reminds me, job boards. Everybody's talking about job boards. And the interview. I got to write down the interview. Okay. What else can I say about getting a job? How about looking for help on post? Help on post. Where would I go? Education center. And I'm out of time. But that's not where you stop. Now that you've got everything on paper, what you can do is you can take these ideas and organize them. Looks like there's a lot of stuff here about looking for information. I'm going to call that research. That's my first category. I'm going to write down networking, who, Evan, I got to write Evan's name down. I didn't think of networking events, but now that I think about it, I'm going to write that down, networking events. Job boards, that's part of the research. Let me write that down. What's another category that surfaces with two or more items on the mind map. Location. Let me write down location. What goes into that? Oh, cost of living, family needs. I need to consult with the family. What about extended family? Let me write that down too. Another category is education. Let me write down education. GI Bill goes under that. Certification or trade goes under that. Let's see what's left. How about money? Money, yeah, that's important. Under that goes disability, salary, and salary negotiation. Okay, well now you can see that in a couple of minutes, I was able to generate some ideas. Then I was able to go back and look at what I had written down and organize it into categories. Let me give you one more step, and this is a bonus. You could prioritize these things. Now for me, I think as I prioritize these things, I think the first thing I would think about is what I needed to support the family. So I think salary would be number one. I think second would be location. My kids have gotten used to where they've grown up, and that's kind of what I would consider next. Third would be research, because I need to do a lot of research to figure out. And fourth would be what education I would need. What's happened here in a few minutes? I've generated some ideas about an issue that's very important to me, and I've done it by myself. I've taken those ideas and I've organized them into categories, and I've prioritized those categories to a degree to prioritize the work and the way in which I attack them. It's a great tool. It saved me about half the time in preparation when I write something, when I prepare a briefing, or when I prepare a presentation like this. Now it's your turn. I've done my mind map. I want to see you do yours.
Yes, I want to see you do yours, guys. Okay, look, I think you have all the resources for you to complete these assignments. Now, questions.